have guessed it was you.
Come on, every creature, sing!
There are so many creature compound words in this episode. If you piece them together, it's a summary of the entire episode's plot.
Not every creature celebrates same way, you know. Attention, every creature. Has any creature come in here? Since no creature took responsibility for this mess, I guess there's no holidays for any creature. Every creature will party together.
Getting together with every creature that you care about?
Finally, a director's cut of the episode for creatures with short attention spans.
Is that why you put their fire of friendship on top of the tree? To help us remember their unity?
Ocellus obviously knows the story about the fire of friendship, yet still phrases this exposition-heavy question as if she doesn't have a clue.
Shouldn't you guys be getting ready to go? If you miss that train, it's a really long walk.
Why are the students with the longest trip the last to leave, and also doing so on the same train? Their homes range from right here in Ponyville to remote villages and distant continents. The only reason they don't do the sensible thing of leaving at different times or get picked up by diplomatic guardians is because then the episode couldn't happen. In this moment, Gallus hatches his master plan. Gallus sneaks away from the other friends seconds after leaving the room without anyone noticing, grabs some conveniently stashed choke powder while apparently already knowing its effect on magic fire, wears this cloak in a way that makes his limbs disappear so nobody can identify him, carefully draws enough attention to his act to get the teachers to follow and suspect a student, but not so much attention that they catch up with him, get lucky enough to not be spotted by anyone else while returning to his room, which happens to have bunk beds, so maybe he enacted some other off-screen distraction like giving his roommate a laxative at just the right time, all for the sake of trusting that Twilight would respond to this mundane prank with an actual war crime, and also trusting that this would be a pleasant time for everyone involved, so Gallus can hang out with his beloved friends for that much longer. Step aside, Wind Rider. Gallus has you beat with this one. Dash's shading overlaps her wing. Twilight doesn't know what kind of threat this is in the moment, yet she chooses to save herself and not Spike.
Oops. Some pony was up here.
Why is the existence of someone else in the room the first thing she derives from this discovery? That some pony is still in the room, by the way. Yet Dash discovers the Joe canister hidden up in the rafters before noticing the shadowy figure loitering right in front of them. It would have been effortless for Dash to zoom over and grab them, or for Twilight to use magic, but instead they both forget they have wings and a horn because episode's got an episode.
Outside.
Yes, Twilight, that is the outside.
The back door's locked. No way out.
The School of Friendship locks its fire exits. And in a building known for catching fire, where every single occupant is either flammable or fire-breathing. Speaking of fire safety, can we talk about the fire of friendship? Christmas trees are notoriously dangerous fire hazards, yet this is Twilight's ideal tree topper. Between that, the dragons, and the locked fire exit, maybe Twilight's real plan all along is some kind of insurance fraud, and that's why she's so upset her plans are foiled after the fire is safely extinguished. Okay, one more fire hazard sin, because apparently Cinnamere Sins is more educational than this show made for kids. Not only is locking fire exits utterly egregious, not only is a fire tree topper hilariously ironic, but dumping powder on a fire might be the most dangerous thing a kid could readily emulate. Spoilers, the powder does not turn to goo.
But whoever did it had to have come in here.
Twilight doesn't consider that the suspect could have escaped any number of other ways. Windows, ventilation, teleportation, invisibility spells, the list goes on. Nope, it had to be one of the students because she knows this is a student episode. Twilight's group punishment. Everything about it is a sin. Twilight betrays everything she's learned about friendship, compassion, and basic decency by falsely imprisoning a bunch of kids and depriving them of family during a holiday and an episode all about celebrating family during a holiday. Please, can't we have just one Season 8 episode with Twilight that isn't actively making her unlikable? It gets worse the more you think about it. What's keeping the students from leaving? If it's a matter of trust and respect for Twilight, she certainly doesn't reciprocate it. If it's a matter of fearing her and being forced to stay, well, that should have far-reaching diplomatic implications with the other nations.
Our student is gone! It's all Pony's fault!
Twilight could clean this up in less than a second using magic, but for some reason, she was just so emotionally attached to that tree topper, she lashes out at a bunch of kids in revenge. That's not very friendship of you, Twilight.
Start the holidays by putting the tree up. Every pony exchanges gifts. You can build a fire.
You might have misunderstood things just a little.
Sandbar must have been watching what we're watching to come to that conclusion.
How do you celebrate Hearth's warming in Yak-Yakistan, Yona?
Yaks do not
We're halfway through this episode focused on learning about other cultures, and Sandbar is still assuming everyone has the same pony holiday as he. Is he really that clueless, or is he just doing it on purpose at this point? This is the yak song that doesn't end. It just goes on and on, my friend.
Your holiday is about smashing things and family.
Gallus phrases that as if family is the odd one. To be fair, perhaps his sentence's lack of climactic order is meant to foreshadow his own lack of family, but it is pretty on the nose and pretty absurd to write an orphan character to not know what family even is.
Wait, hold on. Cousins? What are those?
Yona acts offended at the mere idea of being responsible for the goo prank, but then she casually destroys janitorial equipment and it's never addressed, punished, nor reimbursed. Maybe she should take the fall for the prank because she's the only one who's allowed to damage things, then everyone can go home. Yona destroys one bucket and Silverstream knocks over another. Yet they're both fixed, upright, and full of water moments later. So maybe it's not school policy which protects Yona. It's some kind of yak magic that undestroys things.
Did you tell him you did it?
Why would I say that?
You already live in Ponyville. Staying here over break is no big deal.
By that logic, Sandbar is cleared. They already seem to be aware that whoever did this did so because they didn't want to go home. Yet Smolder and Yona phrase that as an accusation. That's information they shouldn't even know unless they read the script ahead of time, because the prankster's motive isn't revealed until Gallus confesses. Sandbar's humorous anti-joke about setting up something exciting and paying it off with nothing at all would be funny if he didn't open his story by explaining the punchline. Come on.
Smolder, come with me. Yona, Twilight's waiting for you.
Rainbow Dash actually does something. Even if it's off-screen, at least we can use our imagination for what a Dash interrogation looks like, right? Why is Rainbow Dash one of the 2 main 6 chosen for this episode anyway? Wouldn't an episode about honesty be a better fit for Honest Orange Apple Horse? Rainbow Dash is demoted to secondary character comedic relief.
Congratulations, Rainbow Dash. You're the new Spike. Now let's go! But I can't miss the 3 days of freedom celebration!
Shouldn't that simply be the 3-day freedom celebration? We don't exactly attend the 3 days of brony convention because we've been bronies for 3 days. How convenient for the book to just happen to have been lying on the floor in front of her.
Cousins? What are those?
Oh, you're teasing us again, right?
Would you look at that? It's a Season 8 trifecta. Character acts dumb just to progress the story. Character brushes aside dumb behavior with their own unnatural explanation. Then a sudden interruption before clarification can be made. Repeat this process until you reach 20 minutes, and congrats, you're a screenplay writer now. Normally, characters suddenly breaking out into forced arguments would be a sin, but here, their snapping at each other is entirely fitting, very predictable, and completely avoidable. Had Twilight not chosen to permanently erode their friendships and turn them against each other in pursuit of a confession, this is antithetical to everything the School of Friendship and the show itself teaches. Maybe the teacher needs to take some of her own classes. Or maybe those classes are how we got here.
Ocellus, you know you did it, so it wasn't Ocellus?
Sandbar has it out for Ocellus for some reason. Twilight called them in alphabetical order, but maybe he doesn't know the alphabet and thought he was called next because Ocellus ratted him out. Either that, or he's just struggling to hide how racist he is against bug ponies. Sandbar argues with Ocellus, Silverstream argues with Yona, but meanwhile Smolder is arguing with the wall.
I can't keep all of you from the happiness of your homes and families just because I feel bad.
Actually, Gallus, you can. You have. And by the end, you will.
We already know. We kinda guessed it was you.
The episode never explains this sudden reveal of them knowing all along, so we can only assume Rainbow Dash racially profiled Gallus based on the one mean griffin she used to know.
Cool 1 minute and lame the next.
Hilda told me about you. Thought you'd be cooler.
Twilight specifies that Gallus's punishment involves staying over winter break to do extra lessons by himself. Then the other students offer to join him, even though Twilight just said it had to be by himself. So either Twilight quietly rescinded that aspect, or she only said this out loud in the first place to humiliate the poor orphan. Unlike other Season 8 episodes, the motivation for these characters is clear. Everyone wants to go home and be with family during a holiday. The entire episode is centered around this motivation. But after the guilty party finally confesses, everyone chooses to disregard family at the last moment and stay here to celebrate the pony holiday instead. This isn't an episode about family and diversity after all. It's a sinister tale about Twilight's villain arc and the student Stockholm Syndrome. Ponies are your family now, every creature! Get back to cleaning!
I guess there's no holidays for any creature.